Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're going to talk about Netflix The Witcher. Honestly, I did not expect a trailer at Comic-Con, but they delivered a short teaser that was a surprise, but a welcome one. Now, in this video we're going to analyze everything. I will explain the lore and the people you see in the teaser, locations, and give you my honest opinion about everything. This adaptation has been, and still is, going through a lot of drama, from the casting to people involved in the show, and there are some valid opinions out there, but I'm interested to see what comes out in the end. But there are a lot of comments that make no sense whatsoever, but first, let's analyze the trailer itself. The opening shot shows Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia walking through a town, which could be Blaviken, but I am not really sure. They did include a lot of short stories into the show, so it makes sense that they include the Lesser Evil, a story that tells how Geralt got the nickname the Butcher of Blaviken. If we look at a close-up of Geralt all beaten up going through the town, I honestly like this shot, and so far the makeup and the wig in some areas look really nice. Maybe this is not the Geralt someone imagined, but this is their adaptation, and can I get used to Henry playing the character? Yeah, why not? Now, we also got a look at the Witcher medallion. You are probably wondering, why does it look like this and not like this? Well, in the books the medallion is shaped like this. CD Projekt went with a different look. Which one? I prefer honestly the game one, but the show is not based around them, and before you say, well, they can borrow it, actually there are a lot of copyright laws there that you need to think about, and creating a new one based on the books makes a lot of sense. And honestly, it's not something I will look all that much. Again, no problem with the medallion, like it's a medallion, silver one. It shows that Geralt is coming from the school of the wolf, and it does its job. Also, if you ask about the scars and how Geralt was a lot more battle-worn in the games, well, this is set all the way back before the games, before a lot of stuff in the books happened that scarred Geralt and made him what he is. There is going to be a lot of backstories about Ciri, Geralt and Yennefer, so expect to see some things that will look strange to you, and also some of the scars were added by CD Projekt to deepen the character and show his post-books look. Keep in mind, there is a certain Striga, a monster he is going to hunt, that gave him a certain scar. We also got a split second of Geralt fighting a monster and hitting that same thing with a torch or something metal. Honestly, this could be a Striga fight. I think I noticed that some red hair on that Striga, which for everyone who played the first game and read the short story will recognize. Ada, who becomes a Striga, does have red hair. Then we move to the forest of Brokilon that I won't go too far into because of spoilers, but even though they mentioned elves in that shot, those are dryads. Now yes, they are black, in the games they are green, in the books their color is not really mentioned, but Netflix went with African Americans. Would I go with greenish look? Absolutely yes, but they don't have to be green. My biggest problem here is that they are using spears and not bows. The entire point of them having bows is to warn people if they enter too far into the forest, or shoot them if they ignore the signs. I think I saw one bow here, but it should have been emphasized a bit more. Also, cinematography so far looks good, especially because they had people like Alex Acaro who directed episodes 1, 2, 7 and 8. He is primarily a cinematographer. He worked on Sopranos, Game of Thrones, he directed Ozark, even some of the episodes of House of Cards. So on that side, he is extremely talented individual. Then for the first time in the trailer we see Ciri in the forest with a certain reason I'm not going to go into because of, again, spoilers. I will make a different video with deeper explanations for those who read the books or don't care about spoilers. Ciri looks okay, a teeny tiny too old, but she can definitely pass here. Even her voice reminds me of Ciri from the game, so that's good. Then the shot of what at first I thought was Fringilla Vigo leading the Nilfgaardians. I am not sure if this is confirmed, but the woman riding a horse resembles Mimi Nedveni a bit. And behind her, the biggest disappointment so far is the armor. Yes, it's the one from the photos. No, it's not a CGI placement, it's the actual armor that I really don't like. There is a lot of room for improvement here, and honestly, a wasted opportunity to show a cooler version of the Black Ones than this. After that, we get Isaiah the Free and Yennefer before she changed her looks. For all of you that don't know, Yennefer is using all sorts of potions and magic to make herself look good. She is originally a hunchback, actually, and they do emphasize that a lot in this shot. I would make it a teeny bit more extreme, but Hollywood has this trend of making everyone hot all the time, even if they have some sort of disability. Then a shot of Geralt hiding behind a rock. This could be a part of the Edge of the World story, even though the setting looks a bit different. Some user on Reddit even mentioned Bounds of Reason, which could be a possibility. We do get a proper look of Geralt when he is clean, maybe too clean, but keep in mind we are still in Season 1. Many scars and battles will come. A very interesting shot of Tissaia here, showcasing the power of force, probably giving the lecture on Aretusa, which is like a school for sorceresses. Maybe here she is explaining the elements or something like that. As she lifts the stone, you can actually see the flower dying, so that's a very interesting detail right there. Now, this shot of man raising a sword, I really have no clue who he is. At first I went with Leo Bonhart, but it's a bit too fast to have him in the show. And then I thought it was Rince, so look, if you recognize him, tell me who he is. Then we get a nice look at what is probably a Cintrian armor, and when you compare it to Nilfgaardians, I really ask myself why. It's obvious they can create amazing armor pieces, then why this? Then we see Istredd and Yennefer. Istredd is a well-respected sorcerer and also a lover to Yennefer, and there is quite a bit of complicated relationship between him and Geralt, but that is yet to be shown. He comes from Kovir and Povis. He does explain to Yennefer that elves were the original inhabitants of the island. Humans came with a conjunction of spheres, and when elves thought humans magic, humans killed them all. Well, not all of them, but most of them. Then we see Aretusa. It's a magical academy where young women study to become a powerful sorceresses. So far, CGI looks great. I honestly have no problems whatsoever with how the show is shot and how the CGI is done. Next up is a shot of Therica Wilson-Reed as Sabrina. She is studying to become a sorceress, and she's probably going to pull off the same thing as Tissaia with levitating the rock by taking the life out of that flower. Then a great shot of Ciri, and in this one I actually said, okay, I like her as Ciri and she is going to do one hell of a job here, hopefully. The overhead shot could show us the most powerful mages on Aretusa or something like that, and immediately after that we see Yennefer struggling with her looks. She even breaks a mirror because she couldn't stand herself anymore, so those backstories will be there to flesh out the characters a lot more. Then, oh my god, I love this shot. By looking at the shields, we see Lyrian's sigil, and honestly, the woman going out of the carriage could be Yennefer. She is wearing the same clothes as from the promos, and if you look at the dead bodies around her, it's a work of magic. And she even said that during one of her craziest scenes, she was really cold. Hence the snow. Now finally, after that, we get Geralt of Rivia and his trusty silver whip he used for the Striga. This also points us that the shots we are seeing is from that short story, so I am not sure which one they will use for introduction, this one or the Blaviken one. Also, Geralt is standing close to a window, and as he turns around, this could be a sign that the Striga is close. She does only hunt during the night, remember that? Immediately following that, we see a hand from the monster. Looks cool, but I need more scenes to kinda judge that. Roach. Yes, this will be interesting to see. During the panel at Comic-Con, showrunner Lauren Schmidt emphasized that Roach and Geralt will have chemistry and connection, and it's not just a horse, which is a great plus, especially because Roach serves as the only thing in this grey world that Geralt actually appreciates. Also, we got a first look at Triss Merigold. Anna Schaffer is portraying that role, and look, I need more, but I'm really not happy with the casting. Does it have to do anything with race? Absolutely not. I really hope she nails the role though, because for me that is going to be make it or break it. Then good old Geralt taking the coin from the contractor might be someone random or someone specific, we have no clue, but indeed Witchers slay monsters for coin, it's their trade. And now the shot which made me say, maybe too bulky, because Henry looks a bit too buff in this shot for Geralt, and you can even see that some of the wounds on him might leave certain scars. There you go. The hair is a bit iffy here, but overall this could be after the fight with Striga. Keep in mind Geralt is heavily wounded there. But yeah, the physique, he is too bulky for Geralt here. We also see Pavetta and Ciri and Cintra, well, in the castle, and so far set design looks really nice with, again, great armor pieces. Even a close-up of Ciri shows us her eyes, which look a bit strange, probably because of the lenses, and yes, I do have huge problem with lenses in this show, and I'm going to explain that a bit later. Also, the first look of Musak is here. Amazing casting in my opinion. He is telling Geralt about Ciri, and this actually might be after the raid on Cintra. Geralt looks beaten down. Also, this is an interesting shot. Shows a bit more about Ciri and her powers and the CGI. I need more details though. It might be some sort of vision, because honestly, I read the books such a long time ago, I can't remember every single detail. Again, the shot of Tissia teaching Yennefer about her powers and how she can imagine the most powerful woman in the world, and bam, straight into action. Not sure if this is during the Battle of the Sodden Hill or might be an imagination from Yennefer, but this is her look. Yes, she does look a bit young, but at the same time there is going to be a lot of backstories here, as I said, and the seasons go on, people get older. Look at Game of Thrones, for example. Same idea, as you go from season 1 all the way to season 8. Characters become older, they become more mature, so why not have that in The Witcher also? Her contact lenses here again are kinda there and there, it looks a bit cheap, but again, I can't judge from only one shot. Hopefully the rest is gonna be okay. Also, during the screaming part, it seems to me that Yennefer is in the process of altering her looks or something like that, we shall see. Now, we get a look at the grand battle between Nilfgaard and the Northern Kingdoms when Nilfgaard invades, and yes, the armor is still there, especially the helmet here. How does he see? It immediately follows up with the raid. This is when Ciri escapes and the slaughter is definitely going to be shown. Also, the question of Price short story is confirmed. We can see the shot of Pavetta screaming at everyone during that. Also, Dooney is present in the middle. His mask looks nice. I'm waiting for more detailed shots though, but no, this is not Ciri screaming, this is Pavetta screaming. Why? Well, you have to find out from the books or the show. Also, the final look of Yennefer in season 1 is present during the shot. After she altered her looks obviously, and honestly it was hard at the beginning, but I can get used to her playing Yennefer if the acting part holds out. Also, Geralt's eyes in this part could be a bit better honestly. They don't look witchery enough in my opinion, and more like a fairy tale rather than this rugged cat-like eyes that we got used to when they were described in the books. Then Calanthe tells Ciri to find Geralt of Rivia. This is when she takes the blue mantle and runs to find him. Now, we also see Geralt in this short fighting scene. Keep in mind, all of the stunts are done by Henry Cavill, which is always a good sign. An actor is fully invested in the lore, and if you look at the crowd behind him, it seems that this is indeed the lesser evil story. Henry is also someone who played the games, and he mentioned during the panel that he spent a lot of time training with a sword, and the man who is going to do these fights is Vladimir Furdik, who also did fight scenes for Game of Thrones, and he acted as the Night King, so he's always a nice addition to the crew. We also got a nice shot of what could be a Striga, judging from the same set. Looks nice, they are going more with practical elements it seems rather than CGI everything. Also yes, Geralt and Yen are going to meet, as you can see here. I really wonder about their on-screen chemistry. That really needs to be there to work, otherwise it's a wasted opportunity. Then the fight featuring Dooney, his mask is interesting and definitely close to how the books describe it. We also see Ciri escaping Cintra with Cahir. It honestly must be him in this shot, it makes perfect sense if you read the books. And for the finish, we get Yennefer screaming at probably Geralt to run, and I can't seem to understand who is standing behind her. Maybe some foreshadowing for the real trailer or the season 1 itself. Geralt is also casting a sign in this particular scene, probably the same fight in the Lesser Evil, also Tisaya wielding magic, and bam, the logo itself. In the extra scene they added, we get Geralt of Rivia after the potions. This looks crazy, toxicity 100 right here, and I'm not sure if he is fighting a Koschei here, I might be wrong, but it might be one of the contracts we are going to see. And this is the full analysis. I probably missed something, but you can always tell me more in the comments. I'm generally okay with the trailer. I mean, it's a teaser. I didn't like the music at all. It was a bit generic, and hopefully the show is going to have that Slavic influence to capture the feeling of the original material. It is based on Slavic folklore after all. But hey, that is everything I have. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button for more Netflix The Witcher. I really upload a lot around this, and now we have a lot to talk about, so brace yourselves. Also join our amazing community on Twitter and Discord to continue the discussion there, and keep it civil in the comments. Fight with arguments, not insults, for God's sakes. The show is still not out, and the people will decide in the end if they like it or not. Stay classy everyone, and bye bye.